Hi, my name is Doug Richard. I'm the founder of School for Startups and the School for Creative Startups, and we're sitting here at Somerset House in my offices. So the School for Creative Startups is a program that I started with Medea Cohen a couple of years ago, and the program's intent is to help anybody who has an idea, a creative idea or a creative skill, or is running a small creative business who wants to make that successful. So we help people start their businesses, design the business, get the funding, the financing, the teaching, the training, the support, the partners, the channels, everything. We introduce them to buyers, we get them mentors, we teach them how to run their business. But our goal is, if you join the program, we will help you get that business either started or successful. So the Launcher Loan program, which essentially marries up with a creative startup program, permits anybody who is a right to work in England and has desire to start a business or who has started a business get a loan of up to £10,000 per founder. So if two of you are teaming up, you could get up to £20,000. And we also provide training and support for the people who get those loans as well. I'm from LA. My first businesses that I started were all in the creative industries, so I have a real sympathy for people starting creative-centric businesses. And in the UK in particular, and in London in particular, we are the hub. We are the Silicon Valley for the creative industries. This is the largest melting pot and concentration of creative activity in the world. And yet, despite that fact, and despite the fact that the creative industries are probably the biggest leg of industry in London, outside of the finance industry, there is nobody really trying to support entrepreneurial activity in that area. There's a lot of sort of not joined up, very minuscule things. I wanted a central place people could go and say, I'm trying to start this business in whatever, fashion, design, media, photography, the arts. I don't really care so long as it's creative. I wanted a place they could go and say, I want to start it, who can help me get it going? A lot of the people that we work with who are creative at heart have the impression, rightly or wrongly, that business is difficult to understand. They don't feel that they are quote-unquote business people. And though I'm sympathetic to their emotion, the fact of the matter is, pretty much anybody can learn this stuff. This is not rocket science. But what we've done is we've gone to a lot of effort to demystify and to also visualize business in creative ways. So if somebody joins the Creative Startups program, pretty much the whole teaching is interactive. We don't sit people in rooms and lecture at them. It's a doing program, it's interactive, it's dynamic, it's fun, it's visual, it's non-jargony. And this was all done because we are sympathetic to the fact that creative people have this sort of creative block when it comes to business. I have to change the question. I don't think the question is there more that the UK government could do? I think there has to be more recognition by the UK government that the creative industries play as important or more important a role than the tech industries. And we can't just myopically focus on engineering and science-driven curricula and economic activity. We have to acknowledge the fact that our strength as a country is as much in our creativity. And thus, if they could balance that, I'd be content. People start businesses without thinking them through. They think you just jump off the cliff because it's high risk. Well, it's actually high risk because you jumped off the cliff, you know? If you got rid of the cliff, you'd find the risk went down tremendously. I find that people tend to start the business without actually having figured out how the business should work. I mean, I wrote a book last year called How to Start a Creative Business. I asked 10 questions before I started a business. So I wrote 10 chapters, and each one was one of the questions asked. I'm a terribly methodical person. And all I was really trying to communicate in the book was, if you're going to start a creative business, ask these questions, answer these questions, know what you're going to face, make a plan for it, and then start. You're going to need finance. You're going to need connections to buyers. You're going to need work on your supply chain so you can manufacture. You're going to need to know how these things all tie together. You don't have to do it alone. This is not a solitary enterprise. There is a huge community of people who are really eager to help. We're a focal point for that. We would like to help. Don't just sit there imagining you could do this. Sit up, go to our website, apply, join, and start a business.